And welcome back to episode 10 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. Once again, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, and as always, I have my point man and co-host, Malcolm Fourth String King. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry everybody don't got the Hollywood tonight. Had some technical difficulties, but you know it's still Mr. Hollywood.
Listen, you hear though? You know we got Pops in the building, Clifford Jordan Sr. How are you?
Fantastic, Raiders for life.
I know that's right. I'm repping what you saying, a little something. But it's been a couple things that's happened since we've been gone since last week. I see GWOAT got signed to the Cardinals.
Yes.
So I got a two-parter on that, just because I mean that's an interesting choice. I think that came down a lot to being a decent team and him getting the money that he wanted to go there.
Right.
But my question would be, is that a good move for GWOAT outside of the contract? And then how far off do y'all think the Cardinals are from, an NFC championship and ultimately a Super Bowl?
Go ahead, Pops.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it was more of a money move. And I mean, the Cardinals are definitely on the come up, as we know. As far as the NFC championship legitimate run, I mean, you got a lot of solid teams, obviously being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who will be the defending champs, and the New Orleans Saints. I think that they have at least, I'll give them at least 5 years at most before they may be a threat with some weapons. I think it was more of a take the money, have a chance. They're an all right team. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just because I don't know if they'd be there immediately within his career. But
right.
But what you think about that, Pops?
I must say that I don't think it's the money situation, because there's also a rumor out there that Cleveland and Indianapolis offered him more money and he turned them down.
Oh, really?
Yes. But I think every time I watched him, he's like he wants to be his own man, his own character. So, and he did quite a lot for Houston. I mean, for the Texans.
Right.
So, so we got to look back at the simple fact that, going to Arizona, he's almost at retirement age. His wife plays soccer. He likes to have a little fun. He seemed like a serious dude, and it's time to rest. He probably want that warm sun, and he can still make a name for himself with Arizona, because Arizona actually has an offense, and the defense is right there. He might make a difference with a good draft. They could be really contenders.
Yeah, they need.
So pieces. It's not like, So I would go with the 32. He's getting older. He's ready to relax. Arizona's not a bad place to, call home.
And that was a 2-year contract, correct? If I'm not mistaken. I think it was.
I'll double check. I believe so.
I think it was 2 year 31, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he got like 14 months. A year.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if he has enough juice to last after that contract. I mean, I could be wrong, depending on if he has some healthy years. But at that position, I can't see him going too much past 34 anyway.
2-year contract that can be paid up to $31 million.
Okay.
23 million guaranteed, though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not an awful spot is what I'm getting to.
It's feel not like awful.
They're closer to the middle of the pack than I expected for him to go out. Like, I figured he was going to go out with a bang and try to pull like a Brady situation and go to a team that was already set up to make it.
Right.
Because they were 8-8 last year, I believe.
Let me double check.
Which isn't bad with what was not a rookie? Was that his second year last year? Or was that
Kyler? It was his second year.
Yeah, that was his second year.
His second year. Yeah,
so that's not bad. You know what I mean? They got a chance to read him. Start writing up. Defenses for him, since they had footage to watch. So I wouldn't say that's an awful record. I just don't know if Watt does enough to increase that to make it.
That chance. Yeah, they were 8-8 last year, and I even forgot that the Seahawks are in that division, obviously, and they were 12-4 last year. And I don't want to jump the gun. I'm sure we'll get to it, but I'm pretty sure if Russ is still supposed to stay like he is as of right now, I just don't see y'all. It could be wrong. Getting past
Right.
Yeah, I don't
don't
see it.
y'all me. I ain't no Arizona fan, but
No, you're right. No, I meant y'all as far as
I know what you mean.
right, bringing up Russell. But no, I mean, and also I just noticed y'all that Rams is 10-6. Rams finished second
That's
in
what
that
I was
division
about to
last
say,
year.
because what they got, the
They got Matt
Seahawks,
Stafford.
they got the Rams.
And the 49ers.
Okay, that's what I was about to say.
Yep. And I mean, and again, the Rams got Matt Stafford. So who knows what he might do.
Quarterback.
They do need a quarterback. They
Right.
definitely do. Jimmy G he don't want to beat her no more. I heard. Well, I mean, again, I don't want to jump the gun. I heard Jimmy G though might try to go back to New England. Rumor that he might try to go back to New England.
We talked about that. That's, I mean, if it's possible, that's the only place for him, I believe.
And he knows just
right.
Yep.
And the coach is already in love with him, so
Belichick love him.
Why not make that move?
Yeah.
But Ben did exactly what you said he had to do, Pops. He re-signed for less money. You know, he took the Brady way. He reduced his pay by $5 million from 19 to 14 to re-sign with the Steelers. I mean, he was gonna have to do that.
I mean, being in Pittsburgh right now, shout out Pittsburgh. It's my city. That's where I'm from, and I'm here right now. You're loyal to a fault sometimes. They are loyal to a fault. And that's why I'm not a Steelers fan.
Yeah, Mike said that last week.
You're loyal to a fault. It's time to let him go. He cannot throw the ball deep. He's not going to win. He's much respect Ben Roethlisberger for what you've done. But it's a what have you done lately kind of league.
Right, I get it.
And lately you haven't done anything. You can't throw the ball. Remember, Cleveland blew the door. And again, I know Cleveland's a different team. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's one thing to lose, y'all. I think we can agree on that. But to get the doors blown off of you like that, you know what I mean? And you didn't have no.
I mean, you never know though. It could have been a bad day.
It could have been, but there was a lot of bad days.
But
didn't
they start out the gate pretty hot, if I recall correctly?
But listen, and listen, Grandma, don't come down here and whoop me. Grandma, all my family upstairs, if you're listening, don't come down here and whoop me with the spoon. But the Steelers had one of the easiest schedules out of all the teams this year. So those, no disrespect. That 11-0 they went on, I believe, is when the streak ended. They did their thing. And again, you can lose to anybody. We know that. Right. But it was a pretty easy schedule. It wasn't, it wasn't any really notable teams. It's like, man, you ran through some pretty good contenders. So when they started playing teams that were decent, like the Bills and et cetera, y'all notice what happened to them.
I mean, but 11-0 is still 11-0 at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So even it's not like they playing high school teams.
Let me give you this. So what's that phrase you use, Cuddy, for the boxers, the big name boxers that are fighting nobodies to you? You call them tune-ups. Is that what you call them? Yeah. When you're playing tune-ups.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I can.
You know what I mean? You're supposed
right.
to win.
You're
expected to win.
You're right. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? But it's just like if you beat the Bradys and the Drew Brees, Pops, and the Russell Wilsons and stuff. Okay, you know what? Hey, we got some potential contenders right now. I just wanted to see more out of them with playing better teams. But when they started playing better teams, y'all seen what happened. But anyways,
I think they gave them 2 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see.
Oh no! Wait, did they?
I'll look.
It might just be one. I might be mistaken.
I hope so.
So what about the Tom Brady rumor about him taking a pay cut to help out in the cap space for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
He's doing it again?
Yes. Yeah, he's ready to take a pay cut. He was talking about taking a pay cut. It was a rumor on the net that he was taking a pay cut to help out again because he's trying to go for that number 8. Money's not a thing.
Right. And he's still married. That's what I was about to say. He's still married. What's her name? Giselle or something?
Yeah. Giselle.
Listen, he in a good position.
Right.
Right now it's for legacy. What you got, Mal?
Roethlisberger got a 1 year, 14 million extension. Yep. Okay. Yep.
I'm glad. I don't know. I don't know why I thought 2 for a second.
Not at his age. I need to see how old he is.
With why, just the 2.
Right, with that happening. Yeah, Roethlisberger, and again,
that old Streets of Rage ass ringtone.
Ooh, so matter of fact, Roethlisberger just had a birthday a couple days ago. It turns out, which ESPN's dirty because they didn't announce it. Usually they announce it. He just turned 30. He just turned 39.
Oh, I didn't know he's that old.
March 2nd.
Listen, he's the Zion Williamson of quarterbacks.
Okay.
Like he too big. He big on the end of it. He can't move like he used to. He on the last leg of his career, and he just oversized.
Right. He can't break tackles like he used. Remember, he used to break
tackles. Zion Williamson gonna be in the NBA when he's that old. Just got to.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, hey, I got a question for you.
Of course.
1974, they had a quarterback. Or better yet, who was the first black quarterback to lead the Steelers to the Super Bowl, and they won?
Black quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Listen, I would not have a.
Hold on. I don't recall him having. I remember Cordell Stewart, but he didn't do that.
Who was
black
before?
quarterback?
I feel like they did have somebody before Cordell, though, that I can think of. Didn't Moon play for them?
The first black quarterback.
No.
That's it.
No.
Here, we had the first black quarterback to lead the team to the Super Bowl.
No, you're fine. It was Randall. I think Randall Cunningham was the one.
I give you one more hint.
Moon was in Tennessee.
He never played a snap in the game. He led them to the Super Bowl, but never played a snap in the game.
No.
Which would have made him the first black quarterback to win. You out of that mouth?
No, that's good.
You good?
You got one more guess?
Nah, yeah. Listen, I have no idea.
No, thank you, Grandma. I don't know.
Joe Gilliam Jr.
I looked it up too. I couldn't find. I just seen it. Gilliam was one of the first black quarterbacks. Yeah,
you gonna cheat?
I was trying to cheat. I should just ask my grandma when she was down here.
I have no idea who that is.
Terry Bradshaw got hurt the first couple games of the season, and Joe Gilliam came in, won the rest of the game for him to get them to the Super Bowl, and they took him out the game and played the backup.
Oh shit! I was about to say that's the basically that was the plot to Any Given Sunday. And
they won the Super Bowl, but at that time, Black Lives didn't matter. He gave the mule to drive him to the game, but he couldn't go play it.
Well, for what reason would they take him out of the game to put the backup in though?
That's something we have to do a little more deeper studying, but to know that he carried the team and wasn't hurt and not be able to finish the last game makes no sense.
What year was it?
1974.
Okay.
Let me see.
Joe Gilliam Jr.
Was he the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl?
He didn't know. He was not the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Okay. That's why I said lead them to the Super Bowl. And they won. So
that makes me feel like something else could have been going on as well as that, as well as him being black. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he didn't, caught an audible when the coach said run a play or, you know what I mean? I feel like it was more than that if somebody else, a different black quarterback, had already won it.
Nope. He wasn't the first one. Doug Williams was the first with the Redskins.
I don't know who that is either. Well, yeah, back in...
Hold on. You don't know who Doug Williams is?
No, I don't.
Ooh, Beaver, look him up.
Going back to the 70s and all that.
That ain't the 70s. That's not the 70s.
Oh,
I think that was...
Right, that was the 70s.
That was the mid-90s. It was the 90s. But,
well, wait then. Well, then he would have been the first black quarterback then, right? Because you said that was 74 when that happened.
He was the first one to win. Doug Williams was the first one to win.
Oh, like actually in the game, right?
Yes. Gilliam took him to the Super Bowl, and then they scratched him. He won all the playoff games and then scratched him. That's when they was playing like a few games, like 9 games a season.
That's tough.
They said, I just saw an article that said they believe obviously it was racism that.
We know back in those days far back I would imagine that always is a piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if he's doing that well all the way up to it makes me feel like, well, why? Remember, we had that conversation. The only thing that erases black skin is green dollars, and we know a Super Bowl brings you them green dollars. So why would you gamble that this guy can do it when you know this guy can? that still makes me feel like something else happened. He probably, like I said, like defied the coach or something with like a play that he shouldn't have ran or an audible he shouldn't have called.
Some people feel, I'd rather go down with the flake before I let him win, though. Some racism is so dark, so deep that
you are right.
you can overlook. You can go past the win. And you know, if you really believe your defense, you might throw the backup because you think the backup can do it. And he did.
Right. That's a good point.
He's like, hey, I'd rather go in and sink or swim with a white man than I would let the black man win and get all the glory.
That's a great point, because I mean, and then me thinking back correctly, the Steelers have always really kind of been defensive focused.
Yeah, they've always been defense. I mean, Steel Curtain. That's mainly for the defense.
Right.
You know, the whole.
So yeah, that may be absolutely the case. Yeah, that makes sense.
It just something to ponder. Thought ponder.
Well, speaking of, I mean, I feel like that's great for this segue right here. So, what do y'all think about Dak's situation? Right. So, basically, they have to come to an agreement on a contract because next year's is free agency. I don't think that he can try to play that same game that he played the year before he got hurt, like holding off to try to get a max, especially coming off of an injury.
I think Dak is asking for more than he deserves. I think that, I mean, and let's be honest, I hate the Cowboys. I'm an Eagles fan. I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, I
hate
the
Cowboys. So, I mean, I'm a little biased, but at the same time, I'll give credit when credit's due. Dak just don't deserve that money. I mean, for what Dak is asking for, they say Dak is asking for Mahomes money.
Right.
Come on now. Come on now. You're not even, I would put Dak.
He's probably like a 7 or 8. No, he'd
out
probably be
of
lower
10.
than that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real.
Yeah, he'd probably be lower than that. He'd probably be like he could possibly, no, I would give him, I was about to say he could possibly crack the 10 on 10. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm thinking.
Like, Mike Brown in the building.
Oh, snap.
Hey,
it's one of them.
I like that shirt.
But
give me a second. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What was you saying?
Oh, I was just saying. Yeah, I think I put him at like 11 or 12. Like,
really?
I just feel. Well, I mean, because just to kind of name it: Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Kyler Murray. I like that member y'all from the Chargers. I know he's a rookie. We'll see what he does next year. I liked Herbert.
I definitely like Herbert.
Kyler Murray, Cliff, I know you're not a fan of this guy, but Lamar Jackson wasn't MVP 2 years ago.
Right, but last year, he stunk up the place.
Patrick Mahomes. Even to be real, I know y'all Raiders fans. I'm just going to say this. I will give credit. I'll take Derek Carr over Dak Prescott.
I wouldn't.
I don't think I would either.
I would because I'll tell you what. Derek Carr, I looked at the stats. He had one of the best seasons of his career last year.
They say that every year, and when you watch the games, it just don't seem that way.
Listen. If Derek Carr, be real, y'all. If Derek Carr had the weapons on offense that Dak has, y'all don't think Derek would have?
I feel like he has weapons.
He has them.
They may be young, but he has.
You don't have a CD Lamb. You don't have Michael Gallup.
What's the name?
He got Henry.
Ruggs.
And what did he do this season?
Run, because Carr was overthrowing him on every streak except for like 3.
And he ran for the hills.
Maybe 5 or 6 long balls. His only receiver he looks at is Darren Waller.
Yeah, Waller. Yeah, definitely Waller.
Aguilar.
Joe Burrow before he got hurt. He's having a hell of a season.
Listen, I thought him.
I'll tell you what. You put Joe Burrow on Oakland Raiders team, you would think the Raiders all out world. They got receivers. They got great receivers. Derek Carr only does what Derek Carr can get. Okay, yes. You say he did great because he had good receivers. He would not run for a first down, and he won't throw past 20 yards. But every now and then, if he see you open, he'll chuck it down the field.
And
scary. Or run to the sideline, run straight at an angle to the sideline. He'll do that every now and again.
What's Josh Allen? I'd put Josh Allen.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
my whole
was
point
in the
is-
top 10 easy.
My whole point is all these guys I would put for me over Dak Prescott. So for him to ask for Patrick Mahomes money. So Mike, you're on mute. I don't know if you know that still. So Mike, what we're talking about is me, Cliff, and Papa J is basically Dak Prescott situation. Now, what do you think about Dak Prescott situation and the contract?
Because he's coming up on a free agency year next year. So if they can't come to an agreement now, I don't know if he's still going to be a Cowboy the year after.
Right. I thought it was this year. Ain't this year that his contract is up?
Yeah, it is this year because it is this year because they're trying to decide if they're going to franchise tag him,
is it,
or if they're going to give it. It is this year. I've been about ESPN. It's this year. It's great.
But I wish the Raiders would trade for him.
Right now, even
the Raiders trade for him.
I would love to have him. I would love to have Dak.
Okay. I feel you.
I mean, you got to look at this. Hey. You can't judge Dak Prescott. You can't judge Dak Prescott on this year based upon the fact that Ezekiel Elliott left last year.
Right. Right.
Once he got paid his money, he don't know how to run.
Right. I know exactly what you mean.
Once he got paid, he has no running back whatsoever.
Right. That happens to a lot of players in the NFL today.
And his offensive line ain't as strong as it once was.
Right.
And his defense is horrible.
Yeah, they did have a number one offense.
I just think I need a sample size before I would be willing to just, because like Malcolm said, I would take Dak over Carr, but that would be a healthy Dak. Now, once Dak has that ankle injury, it's evening them out a little bit to where I'm like, I want to stick with Carr.
The devil you know rather than the devil you don't know.
There, he said it.
I keep Mariota. Mariota is way better than Dak. Mariota is way better than Derek Carr.
I don't know about
I agree.
I say way better. Watch the game that he played.
Right.
Watch the game that he played.
I'll say that.
We watch that game that he played. Before Carr got hurt, we didn't move the ball. We kept punting. And then once he got hurt and your boy came in, we started moving the ball and started scoring touchdowns.
He did look good.
Yes, he did.
How is it the starter couldn't move the ball, but then when the backup got in, you barely lost that game.
Right.
He's exciting to watch too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's exciting to watch.
No, Mariota.
Oh, Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even when
he's gonna be good.
It's still exciting to watch.
I haven't watched him.
Yeah,
I think he'll be good. I think he got a raw deal out there where he was, man. He didn't have it.
But here's my thing. I think it's okay for Dak to ask for some more money, but to ask for the amount of money that he's asking for is what I have an issue with.
That's what
you haven't done Patrick Mahomes things. Right. You haven't done Deshaun Watson things, and he hasn't even done. Deshaun Watson's excellent. I'm just saying he hasn't done much as far as accomplishments yet goes. Because he's on the Texans.
He's been pretty consistent though.
No, I'm just saying. Obviously, Watson's not an MVP or a Super Bowl winner yet because he's been on the Texans, but he's a great quarterback. Like what I'm saying.
Oh no, I was talking about Dak. Dak? we know Deshaun, but
yes.
Yeah, I think Dak was pretty consistent though. You know what I mean? Like he only had that 1 year where he threw a few too many interceptions. But he kind of got back on the swing of things. I want to say that was, what are we in 2021 that just passed? Or was that the 20 season?
20 season.
Okay, so it was probably 18 then.
When's the last time Dak? My whole thing is like, when's the last time Dak has taken his team to the playoffs or even won the division?
Well, defense wins championship. Defense wins championship.
They can, but listen, all I'm saying is when the Chiefs won the year before, that wasn't their defense that won that championship. That was Patrick Mahomes and them that put it down. So I do agree. They did their
job though. The defense did their job.
The defense held them in check.
Right.
It did.
You can't say that it was like just a pure offensive year because the defense did do the job. It wasn't like.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Tampa Bay would not have won this year if that defense wasn't clicking like it was.
Oh, right. Yeah. You are correct.
He threw 3 interceptions?
You are correct.
Yeah. Shaq Barrett.
Yeah,
that
he's
line,
bad.
He threw
man.
interception. Kansas City defense said, "Nope, you ain't going in."
They made him work back there in that pocket.
Yeah. They did.
But like we said, I mean, we even with all that being done to him, he still got the ball to a lot of receivers that dropped a lot of balls.
He did.
Like because it was at least 3 balls that got thrown that either hit the man in the hands, the helmet, or around the numbers.
Correct.
And if those balls would have got caught, that definitely would have changed the momentum of the game. Not saying they would have won, but it would have gave the team confidence. It would have helped out in areas that we just didn't see that night.
Right.
But I mean, that's the past, you know what I mean? But I will say is I hope that both of them recover, like to be able to, be themselves this season.
Yeah.
With that turf toe and that knee. But
Man, yeah, right.
yeah, I feel like that's interesting. I feel like that's another thing that may even it out. Like in this weird ass year where everybody's in a scramble for quarterbacks, I feel like the 2 top quarterbacks going out with injury directly after the Super Bowl evens the playing field. You know what I mean? Like they're not their peak level selves, right? So that means all of the quarterbacks that was right on their heels get a little bit closer now.
Yeah, but turf toe is not that serious. I never had turf toe, but I don't think.
Yes, turf toe serious.
And you got to think. You guys got to also think. The younger you are, they say the faster the recovery. Patrick Mahomes is very, very young. I think he's only about 20. He's 23. He's very, very young. Tom Brady's 43. It's 20-year difference. Right. So that recovery time is going to be different, which makes sense.
No, don't get me wrong. Even though it's turf toe, I mean, I'd rather take the turf toe than the knee.
Right. Now the knee is what I'm worried about for Tom, 43.
Right. Now that's
I don't know. I had turf toe, and a lot of people retire because of turf toe. If you have a reoccurring turf toe, you can't really run on a reoccurring turf toe.
They said it in the Super Bowl. Didn't they say it in the Super Bowl? Deion Sanders sat out.
I was going to say that. Deion Sanders came to early retirement because he couldn't get the turf toe together. Allegedly, he retired because of turf toe. They said that his toe was so, he couldn't run a lot because it kept him from being Deion.
And he couldn't plan on it. Too, right? So you got you got a plant cut. You got to keep up. That's different. But I mean, I don't know. And then what the last thing I'll bring up in reference to like the whole football situation, especially with quarterbacks, is that I've been seeing in a lot of people's mock drafts that a lot of people are passing on the quarterbacks. As ironic as it sounds, because I thought everybody needed them, and they're talking about a lot of places are picking up wide receivers in the early picks of the draft.
I've seen quarterbacks still, Cliff. I've seen what's his name? I almost said Mike Mayock. We definitely know it's not him. But there's somebody.
I'd love to have the Raiders in your hop off our nuts.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying you went from a scout or NFL draft expert to a GM, but that's a different story.
Okay.
Todd McShay. That's the name. Okay. Todd McShay's. Hey, Todd McShay's got Charles Boyd from Brigham Young up there. I think like number.
That's 2. What I'm saying. He's number 3. He's number 3. Zach Wilson.
But they talking about Mac Jones is supposed to drop to 14 to 17.
I can see that.
They saying that. Who was it? I can't think of what team it was. They're supposed to be passing on Justin Fields to get Devontae Smith.
I think
from Alabama.
Right. I think Devontae Smith going like 8 or 9.
See, they were talking about like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go.
Well, there's so many. There's so many.
Right. It's different variances.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I was just surprised to see on multiple they had people passing up quarterbacks to go for the wide receivers. And I guess I get that it directly correlates to each other because what Cincinnati's going through where you can have one of the best quarterbacks, but if you don't have the pieces around him, you're not going to make nothing happen.
Nope.
So I guess what they're gambling on what we talked about with Wentz going to Indiana, that their quarterback is mediocre well enough to get the ball to these specific targets like Devontae Smith and what's the dude from Florida we talked about? I can't think of his name either.
Why you send me the highlights on
Hilton?
No, it's a wide receiver because Cliff sent the highlights one time. I know you're talking. Let me look. I can't think of his name. I'll look real quick. I know you're talking about. But go ahead, make your point. Definitely make your point.
Florida.
I forgot what my point was.
Who's it from?
Oh, we were talking about wide receivers jumping.
Yeah. Targets, basically targets rather than the passers. The targets is what they.
So okay, so here's my question. This is where I'm glad you brought me back. So my question would be, are the quarterbacks that do we already talked about the top 10 and how Dak was it that we were saying may not fall in that top 10.
Yeah.
So up under that top 10. So let's say 10 to 16. Are those quarterbacks well enough to, if you get them a target like Devontae Smith, they could potentially make something happen? Because we seen what they did with Mahomes and why is it? Yeah, right. They had him double and triple teamed all night.
Oh yeah,
So even if you got a mediocre quarterback, if they're double and tripling, does that cancel out the fact that you got the wide receiver instead of the quarterback?
Yeah,
I think if you need a quarterback, you better grab him. Me personally, right. Devontae Smith, he don't impress me at all.
Really?
None. Not at all. He's small.
Right.
He's fast.
He is small.
He's small. He's fast. You know how many people are fast in the NFL?
Right.
Look at Henry Ruggs. Malcolm just talked about Henry Ruggs. Look at Henry Ruggs. He's fast. He ran a 4.2. And he's a little larger, but yeah. Right. But when you going up against people like Patrick Peterson and all these guys in the elite of the elite, he ain't gonna do nothing.
But
he's gonna be set down.
Look at all the wide receivers that are his size that are very effective in the league currently. You know what I mean?
But look at Rocket Ismail.
You said who?
He was a Rocket Ismail was a Heisman Trophy winning receiver. Got to the NFL and they sent his ass home early.
Yeah, you are right.
I think it's all about how you utilize the person and how you target.
Right, how you utilize them. Because I'm gonna tell you, a small, speedy guy who never got hit in college,
exactly,
comes across the middle.
He did it.
Somebody leveled him one time.
I was just his nuts
that was my argument.
His nuts may not what.
So
it might be in his ass when he get up, and he ain't gonna
so listen, Papa J, you bring up a good point. So the wide receiver from Florida that Cliff was talking about, his name is Kadarius Toney.
Yep, that's
Kadarius Toney. And Cliff sent me his highlights, and I told him I was not impressed because a lot of the highlights were reverses. Those little pitches and reverses.
They're the same player, really. Devontae Smith and Kadarius Toney are the same player.
And I kept telling Cliff,
except for there's more talent on Alabama.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm going with Tony. I'm taking Tony.
No.
Listen, they talking about matter of fact, Cali, damn, I should have hit him up. But he talking about his Jets. He a Jets fan, he from New York. He talking about that he would like for them to get Tony. I said that early, that's what you would want to do. I feel like he'll be there for a while.
Wouldn't work because Sam Darnold's not. You need somebody to get you the ball.
Well, they talking about keeping Sam Darnold, and they have been for a while.
And look who they hired as their coach.
I don't think Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback, though.
I think he's terrible.
What has Sam Darnold ever had since he's been there?
He hasn't had anything since he's been there.
But all right, but listen, I'll play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
So my boy, Jalen Hurts, stepped in. No weapons. None at all. Matter of fact, most of the team was injured all year. We beat the Saints.
Well, wait, though, because that's a false equivalence. Just for the simple fact that y'all are coming off of a Super Bowl within the past 3 years.
But that team is not there that won the Super Bowl.
I get it, but you're still riding that high in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? New York.
Yeah, y'all won with a backup.
The Jets.
Yeah.
Jets ain't been relevant since what's his name?
Joe Namath.
Yes.
Joe Namath.
Yes.
And they had that fur coat on.
That's exactly
and
right,
Yeah.
Mike. They ain't been relevant since then, and they've been itching.
You're right. You're right. I just think that once again, kind of like with Derek Carr, which also, I don't think that Sam Darnold is going to be the guy.
I don't think he's the guy that you go with long term.
No.
But
Right.
it's kind of like how we are with Carr. Like, I know a lot of
Right.
people love him, but I just think long term doesn't work. Short term,
He
within the
doesn't
next
work.
year, we have no choice. There's not much out there, and if we do get something, like I said, we're going to have to pay with our firstborn child to get it.
Yeah.
And we're in a building process. We're so close. I don't think we should give everything away to get somebody marquee.
I just thought about something. When y'all traded away Khalil Mack, what did y'all get in return?
What did we get in return?
Okay,
we got a damn thing.
We got Max. We got Max.
We got
Crosby.
Jacobs.
We got Cleveland Farrell. Okay.
You right.
We got Hurts.
Hurts.
We had a few. Yeah.
No, we got Josh Jacobs and
Gabe Jackson. We had that Gabe Jackson.
Okay.
We had a few on our front line.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Was it worth it?
A lot of picks.
Was it worth it?
no.
I mean, they're only 1 or 2 year players.
Because
1 or 2 year players.
Because Khalil Mack had a breakout season the moment y'all traded him in Chicago. He was going.
He was going in.
Oh,
he was going in Oakland.
In Oakland, he was.
Right. But what have he done for Chicago lately, though?
A lot. He's on the second team.
Right.
I'll look up
that's
his
what I'm
stats.
saying. I mean,
but
I guess
listen,
you got to learn a new system a little bit.
Right.
Like you can't.
No, he did good.
He did his thing. Right, Mike.
They need a quarterback too.
Right, and Mike.
Yeah.
Me and Cliff talked about this. And football is different than basketball. One player can't carry a football team.
Right.
In basketball, one
no,
player.
it's a team. We know it's a team. Man.
Right.
We know that.
So Khalil's done his. He's done his. What he's paid to do in Chicago. He's done his part. Now, what the rest of the team has done, I
He's
agree.
still doing
They
it.
haven't got a
doing
Super Bowl yet.
Hey, once again, is that
They ain't
Khalil's
been relevant
fault?
since Walter Payton.
Mike Dicker. You know what I mean?
Listen, you right on that. They had,
Listen.
it's been a minute.
That
But
was
I mean,
William the Refrigerator Perry.
Right. Mike Singletary. Yeah.
But
I think like Papa J said, if you need a quarterback, you best get a quarterback. Wide receivers come a dime a dozen. Let's be honest, they come a dime a dozen. Not quarterbacks, not a great quarterback.
Right. But
Get him out there.
that brings, that's what I was about to say. That brings up a good question. Do you think that there are any potential great quarterbacks out there this year?
Actually, receivers, not quarterbacks, receivers.
Oh, okay.
I said receivers out there.
Hold up.
Somebody
You
said,
guys,
Mute Mike.
Mike, mute.
He took his headphones off.
I got something.
Oh, you good? Okay. Oh, okay.
Mike got some notes.
Yeah, let me see what you got for us, Mike.
Mike did some homework.
Hey, once again, Papa Jordan, you mentioned Zach Wilson.
I think Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he threw over 4,000 yards last year.
He's not.
He threw for 33 touchdowns. He's the truth, man. So you're talking about a quarterback coming up in the draft. He's a pretty good dude, man.
I still have that
be the one I'd
question
take.
though about Baylor.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, and who they play. Yeah.
Listen, who was it?
RG3?
They was talking about talking about Mac. Was it him?
Mac Jones?
Yeah, that said that. No, it wasn't RG3. It was, who was it? I just looked at it before we got on. Said that they think Mac Jones is a more mobile Tom Brady.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard too. Yeah. They said they see Tom Brady qualities in him or something like that.
Now that might be a problem if he ends up panning out to be something like that.
But they also compared Trevor Lawrence to Peyton Manning too. They were like, Trevor Lawrence could be another Peyton Manning. I'm like, yeah.
I think it's possible, and if he is even on, if he has 85% of Peyton's arm and accuracy, he'll be better than Peyton Manning.
Well, he ain't got nobody's personality because when Ohio State started whoop that ass, he sat down on him.
Right, you did say that. Well, he's also used to winning. Like, didn't you say that, Mark? Yeah, he's used to winning.
Well, no, we're talking about Joe Burrow.
Well, no, even
Joe
Trevor.
Burrow.
That was Trevor had only lost one game before that Ohio State. In his college career.
I didn't know that because Joe Burrow was winning since he came out the womb. So that's what we talked about. That one.
It was something crazy with not Burrows, Lawrence. But I can't remember the exact stat.
He hasn't lost much. I'm sure he hasn't lost much. Mm-hmm.
So of course, when kids don't get their candy, they pout in the corner.
But you
gotta get used to that. And coming out as high as he's about to, you have no choice but to get used to that, to humble yourself. Now I think
he better make a lot of.
You said make it what?
He better make a lot of shampoo commercials.
Right.
He ain't
shoulders.
You don't think
he better do a lot of that. He's showing them blind locks. This ain't no league for Thor or one of them women.
He said he about to be in a Pantene Pro V commercial.
Yeah.
He better do it. But I'm telling you.
But
if he's soft, going home.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, Urban must. I mean, what do you think it could be that he sees in him so tough?
The winning, the arm.
He does have a great arm.
He got an arm.
He has a
good arm. He does read defense pretty well. He got a great arm, and he has skills.
Right.
But his personality for comeback, rah, it was all displayed against Ohio State. And matter of fact, when they lost in the national championship the year before,
but
he didn't look all that.
You know what? I don't remember Peyton ever being like that either.
What being
like rah the team up? Galvanize the squad. Like I don't remember Peyton being that way either.
Peyton was vocal. Well, I mean,
very vocal.
Yeah,
maybe in a huddle. But I don't see you on a sideline like Brady is trying to.
No, sidelines too. And I'm only saying because I don't remember that. Because listen. Oh yeah. Anybody who's ever owned or still owns NFL Network, you see all them documentaries and clips and different things. That's how I've seen it. Just sitting on the sidelines or in the huddle. Even in Denver, Denver, he got them boys riled up. He was in Denver. Get them boys riled up.
I do remember a little something.
Them boys riled up.
Yeah,
right. Boys riled up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't as talked about it like Brady is and some other people.
I don't think he was as outward with it like Brady was.
Yeah, because Brady.
Listen, Brady will praise you. He'll light you up. He'll cuss you out. He'll snatch your shoulder.
One thing I noticed.
Brady.
What you got, quarterbacks,
all the winning quarterbacks are assholes.
You kind of got to be. They say
every last one of them had that rah. Pissed off, you see it on the sidelines. They hollering at people, they screaming. Yeah, they're in control. They said they don't want to lose.
They said Jordan.
But the ones that sit over there in the corner and pout and don't really say too much or nothing unless they're winning. Jameis Winston, them kind of boys, they don't win that much because they're more rah more winning. But when they lose, they sitting down.
Right, and yes,
and it's
that's
your
who you're saying. Trevor is right. Okay.
Yeah, it's your fault, not mine. It's your fault you didn't catch the ball. It's your fault you're not blocking. How dare you get me hurt?
Right.
Listen.
I can see that.
You're right though about the greats. They take on that a-hole role because they're very passionate.
That was
because they don't care about their getting attitudes.
Because remember Cliff in the Last Dance, they said that Jordan punched Kerr in the face.
Right. I mean, that's what I said. We talked about that on the last basketball episode with Westbrook. Somebody gonna have to put hands on him because they've been asking him to stop taking shots and he won't do it.
Facts.
Eventually, you gotta be like, you're not gonna cost me a championship. I'm about to.
Right.
Yeah.
But, no basketball.
I digress.
But I'm not against that. Like, don't get me wrong. Let me plug in my.
I love it.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to be divisive, but I'm not against somebody willing to get physical with someone to try to get their team together. And I don't mean really hurt someone, but let's be honest, a good punch that's not a big deal. That's like your mom smacking you in the back of the head when you was young.
Or shake your grown folk syndrome.
But there's two different styles, though. You can't just be hollering at people and screaming at them.
I agree.
Now, because some people are like, "Why are you not catching the ball? And why are you not doing this?" And I'm pouting Or there's some guys like, hey man, you better get your head in the fucking game. Let's play some fucking ball.
Ooh,
You know I mean, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I want the ones that's firing you up, like, you know, they didn't just hollering and screaming, but they're mad, like, you can do this, get in the game. What the hell's wrong with you?
Right.
Not the ones like, I can't do this, coach. They keep dropping the ball.
Right.
I can't do this. Yeah, them is bitches. I can't do them. I can't do the crybaby. Phillip Rivers.
Does Mahomes have to develop into that? Does Mahomes have to develop into that? Because he's pretty locked in. Like, once he starts losing, he's pretty, like, you know, like, to himself, tight on the bench. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but he got that eye in his, he got that eye of the tiger in his eye, though.
He does. There's
a difference when you on the bench looking like, you know, don't talk to him. He's in concentration mode.
Right.
He's fighting. Or you got that guy that just looks like I'm ready, you know, I'm blaming them. We already lost. I'm blaming everybody else. Not me. It shouldn't be me.
Right.
And that's not what I meant, like, when I said Patty Mahomes, but I have seen him, like, in losing games, get real quiet and sit by himself on the bench. And that makes me wonder, like, is that a sign of immaturity? Not that he's doing anything wrong, but that is the perfect time to get your team hyped up. You know what I mean? While you're trying to focus and hype yourself up.
Seem fired up some, but then, like you said, I do see him sitting back, like, you know, he's concentrating. Right. But you know what? He don't really lose the big games, so I really don't know yet.
Clutch. He's very clutch.
He's clutch.
Even in that Super Bowl loss, he's very clutch, in my opinion.
Right.
He still keeps trying to win, and you know, but it shows in his play though. He's gritty, he's tough, diving, throwing balls, hanging out there, you know, all over the place. He ain't out there throwing, like I said, he's not throwing his helmet on the ground and kicking it and acting like a little boy.
Oh, brings up a good segue. So, I'm sorry, Malk, you look like you had something.
No, I was over here just sharing what we're doing right now on the live, trying to get some, you know, viewership.
So it looks like a good segue off of that. Odell Beckham coming back, possibly. Do you think that okay, so my question is a lot deeper than what it would just spring the thought into your mind, because my question would be, do you think that it's more Odell or Baker, with Baker forcing Odell the ball?
I think it's pressure.
It's Baker. Pressure. It's Baker feeling like he's obligated.
That was my first thought. That was my first
pressure
thought.
Obligation.
Yeah.
But where do you think that came from? Do you think Odell said, listen, fine? Of course he said it, but to the point that, because he forces them, like even the ones that you can tell Odell's not expecting to get, he's still throwing them, and it's like, oh, and then you see him like change speed trying to catch up to the ball type. But I feel like Odell could have been like, get me the ball.
He could. I agree he does.
Right. He wants the ball all the time. You know,
he wants attention all the time.
Yes,
right.
You see, you know, you see him punching nets and kicking nets and trying to do all kinds of silly little shit.
Right.
And they still got Jarvis Landry too, don't they?
They do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, you gotta even that out, like.
And they have a tight end that your pops was talking about.
Njoku.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
because I just don't want to see. I feel like it's good momentum, right, that Cleveland has currently. I'm not. I like Odell. I don't like him, but I do like him as a player. I would like to see. He's like a Broner kind of. I would like to see you turn it around and be what I know you once were or could be.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to see you hurt what Baker has cooking in Cleveland.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Chemistry.
Is that just a bad fit for him, possibly? Like, what's the deal? Because the Giants sent him there to end his career. They were trying to be like, oh,
right. They're trying to be petty.
Here, we'll go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Baker's in his own head. Because just think about it. It's like you got this big weapon. You got this big talent, this premier name on your team. Right. You just feel like if I don't get him the ball, I'm going to catch flack for that. If I don't try to target him, I'm going to catch flack, especially if we lose.
He's not the coach. They haven't been
losing. Right, he's not. But let's be honest, the quarterback is usually the one that catches the most flack over anybody. Even the coach usually. The quarterback usually gets the blame. So we lost so-and-so didn't win the game because
and you don't
so-and-so.
think he was taking flack for forcing them balls into him too?
I agree. I agree.
I'm gonna say this is Baker who does most of it. But I'm gonna say why. Because going back to our team, I know I drive us home a lot, but the truth is, if you took Darren Waller off our team and he got hurt, you would actually see that we do have some receivers.
Right.
But
I agree.
Due to the fact that Darren Waller catches everything he throws to him, gets him out of trouble all the time, he's developed that security blanket. Right. And even though I know you're wide open, you're wide open, I can throw it to you, but I don't know if you're going to drop it and I'm going to throw it to Darren Waller.
Yeah. That's how Brady is too. That's how Brady always has a security blanket. Yeah, I agree.
That was a good.
That's agree.
Like find that one security blanket.
I agree.
They all find that blanket.
And I think he tries to so that's good because I feel like he tries to force Odell to be a security blanket, but really that's not your security blanket.
Got another question. So is this a common symptom of too much talent in one situation? Because you know how like when you put too much talent on the NBA team, they don't end up being what you thought
they don't gel together.
Because you got Jarvis Landry, you got Odell Beckham, you got your Njoku at tight end.
Yeah, they got another tight end. Yeah, they got another tight end. Oh, they got two running backs.
So running back Hunt and
they got Hunt.
Yeah,
what's the other
Kareem Hunt and
oh my God,
what's his
big
name?
fella from Georgia.
Kill me.
Aaron.
Oh man,
it's
I
right
know
there. I'll look it up, man.
No,
Michael, hit the shower.
Kareem Hunt,
hit the showers.
and the dude from Georgia, the running back from Georgia.
Hey.
I can't remember.
I hit the showers. I'm about to look it up.
Damn.
Look it up.
I'm just saying, like when you would think with all of those weapons, you would be able to even out your passes.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah, that's exactly who it is.
That killed me, though. Yeah. Dang.
But
I agree though.
You know what I mean? In the fact that you're not evening out, like what would Jarvis Landry? What if you were Jarvis Landry and you see all them passes go to Odell? I would eventually go to Odell. Like, what the fuck did you say to him? Why is he not looking at me? We ain't doing this no more. We sitting down, me, you, and Baker, and we having a conversation. It's like Russell Westbrook. Like, why do you keep letting him shoot if he's not hitting the shot? Look for everybody else.
Sometimes when you're winning, sometimes you overlook those things, especially if you win it all. Like, for example, they said the same thing about Tampa. Y'all noticed that Chris Godwin didn't get the ball a lot when Antonio Brown came on, and they had Mike Evans and they had Scotty Miller, who was a security blanket, and some other people.
But
Chris Godwin was not on the line.
And I'm not trying to but playing devil's advocate, he had Antonio Brown living with him. You feel what I'm saying?
He did.
So
favoritism.
We don't know it. I'm going beyond favoritism. We don't know what kind of connection they built while they was there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to the point that Antonio Brown at the end of the stay might have known what Brady was thinking type shit. They might have sat, they was sitting watching film and shit.
Right.
He might have been like, listen, bro, anytime we in this situation, you can guarantee I'm going to flare out. So he knew him more than he knew them in those tight situations because he's living with them. That's like some college shit.
Right.
But his favorite receiver was Gronk.
Oh, yeah. That's security.
In the beginning it was. Then he kind of died off.
Even in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, he came back. That's why I said, why didn't nobody double team Gronk? You know what he's in there for.
It's too many weapons. Because to your point, I mean, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, and there's another one, y'all. I can't think of his name. Another Cameron Brate, another tight. So that's what, at least 7 or 8 I just named on the Bucks as weapons, and then they had the run game going too.
You right?
Like it was.
Who was their running back?
Leonard Fournette. And Jones, Ronald Jones III or something too.
Leonard Fournette was who I was thinking
of. And LaShawn no play but won a ring again, McCoy 2 years in a row. Like, man,
that's Andy Varejao.
Right.
They say you'll get one if they win, and you'll get one if the Chiefs win.
Right.
You don't know what to say. You'll get
I'm not gonna play in either or, but I'm gonna win a ring on both 2 years in a row. Like hey, more power to you. You put in time before you didn't play. So
I don't know.
Get it how you live.
That's all I really had in reference to the NFL. Was there anything else, like any signs?
I'm gonna throw this out there for everybody listening. Monday, Coach Reed had an accident with a young girl, 5 years old, named Ariel Young. She just came out of the coma. She's now in a wheelchair, and her auntie is throwing what's that thing called?
GoFundMe.
No, it's a GoFundMe. Her name is Tiffany Valhert. She's running a FundMe account for this little girl. Now, she I don't know why they didn't talk about it as much, but it seemed like Coach Reed would, like, with the players and everybody, which he might have. She'd been taking them, like, for her to make a GoBee fund. He should be putting a lot of money in, and some of the players and people helping out.
Well, what was the issue? Like, what happened?
The article didn't say enough. It didn't say enough. I was just listening in and heard it, and it was just talking about Coach Reed. They had an accident.
Like a car accident, it sounds like he hit some little girl.
I want to say car accident. I don't really know quite exactly. They just said an accident. It just stunned me a little bit to hear this little girl, because it kind of touches you when a little girl has an accident. Right. She's in a coma type. She's messed up. They said she's gonna be brain dead or something for the rest of her life. Yeah, she's now in a wheelchair, and she's gonna be moving a little bit more. I mean, I got to read the story better. I know a little bit more of the story. I can't remember it all, but I know that she was badly banged up, and she's in a wheelchair now. And she just came out the coma and got a little momentum.
Do you have?
So she's moving now. But
what's the aunt's name?
It's a Tiffany Valhert or Valhert, something like that. But if you look up Kansas City Chiefs coach has accident with 5-year-old little girl, it'll pop up and come all over the place. They're talking about it, and they are taking it fun. She was on Good Morning America, I think Monday. Yeah, that's where I heard all this.
That's a hell of a situation, but I feel like if there was any foul play type shit involved.
No, I'm not saying foul play.
That's what makes me think like a car accident or something.
It's probably a car accident. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking now, with all that happening, it seems like you would hear more about it, because if they're throwing a FundMe, right, I don't know if they're trying to keep it, hush. Don't want to really bring that kind of drama on the coaches.
Why do they need to do a GoFundMe when Andy Reid got bread? Listen, pay them, give them something.
It ain't Andy Reid. It's Brett Reid. Reed or Brett Reid. It's one of the assistant coaches.
Okay.
Lower pay scale.
Okay.
Yeah. Could be a relative of Reed, last name.
Right. Right.
But the bottom line is, with all those coaches, it seemed like some players and all them little funds they got going out there, they could have really took care of this young lady, and she's only 5 years old, coming out of a coma.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
right. So she just coming out of a coma. I mean, it is what it is.
Does anybody know what happened with Von Miller, by the way? What's going on with the whole Von Miller situation? Anybody heard about that?
They never said what the situation that I know was, but it's in a course of, are they going to keep him? They're going to let him go?
Something extreme happened with Von Miller.
Something extreme happened, but they don't. Happened. But apparently, it must not be really football related, because they ain't bring it up.
Right. No, it's not. It's out. It's so extreme that it involves a district attorney and everything in the court of law. I'm looking at NFL.com. It just doesn't state what the situation. I'm trying to figure out the situation, because
is he a felon?
Right. Like, what did you do? Like,
is he a felon? Do you know? Does it say there? If he's just, I bet if he could probably got caught with a gun.
Well, my question is, they saying no. See, my question is this: they're asking who's going to pick him up. So they're talking about people picking him up. If Denver lets him go, apparently they believe he's going to play.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought too.
Well, how serious can it be? I mean, it can be serious wise. Where
you think it's something with the team specifically, like with the organization?
They're saying mysterious criminal case.
Yeah, probably a gun or something.
What did you do? Why is it mysterious?
Because if it was an assault or something like that, we'd have had an article from the person he assaulted.
Yeah.
So he didn't offend no one specifically, or we'd have heard about that. So it's probably a case against him from, not the government, but you know what I'm saying.
All I'm
district attorney.
Right, somebody, right. It's probably a pistol charge or something like that.
Well, listen, Von Miller got some hell of a lawyer or lawyers, because when Ray Lewis when Ray Lewis did whatever he did, whatever happened, it was all out there. It was all out there.
That was back in the day though too. Times change a little bit. Well, yeah, no, you're right. But Von Miller's a black man. You would be more out now than that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And Von Miller's a black man.
Who was it? Was it Deion? No, it wasn't Deion. Who was it? It was all them boys from the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. Got caught in the room with with the coke and them girls.
Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin. Yeah.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Irvin and who was a couple other ones.
Damn, I can't think.
Was it the running back too, Emmitt Smith?
Nah.
I don't think Emmitt was in there.
Nah.
They want to keep him clean.
Damn, I can't think. That's gonna bother me, because I know exactly
what you're talking
about.
Yeah, then you had your boy from the what was his boy get with the massage parlor with the Patriots owner,
Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft.
Yeah. All he was doing was getting his thing, a little play with that little old
Right.
That boy,
he wasn't blessed that way. He said he wasn't blessed.
He was just there making a lane. Yeah, he might have give you a slappergasm, boy. He slapped that little limp thing against you where she came. But he wasn't doing nothing.
Right. He didn't do anything.
Listen.
Poor Kraft.
Oh, wow. So I tried to find out more of what y'all was talking about that drug bust in Dallas, and it came across, it said former Dallas Cowboys Sam Hurd, I never heard of him, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Ran a multi-million-dollar drug ring while playing in the NFL. Dang. It's moving them kilos.
I don't remember that either.
And playing on
whatever Vaughn did.
Texas.
Whatever Vaughn did, it's very, like you said, it's lawyer good.
Right.
They shut it all down. Like
he brought Jimmy Cochran back from the dead on that one or something.
Johnny Cochran.
Hey, that was for Cliff. I'm pulling a Cliff. That was
right.
Cliff.
Yeah, because I don't think I've got one today. I haven't messed it up.
No, you haven't.
Yet.
You've been good.
Give me time. I'll get one.
Yeah,
I'll get one.
But that's all I had on the NFL though, as far as last minute.
That's all I got.
Okay, well, I got one more thing. Let's talk about Trent Brown. What do you think about Trent Brown, man? Come on. You're killing me. You're killing me over here. Are you gonna play or you're not gonna play? You know, I'm going to get it out.
I thought they were releasing him.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
I thought they were releasing him.
They paid him a lot of money. So, I mean, if they release him, they're going to lose probably about what, $11 or $12 million, or probably more than that.
They gain it back. I read that. They gain it back.
Oh, really?
They gain it back. Yeah, that's cool, man.
They would save $10 million getting rid of him.
Okay.
So,
Raiders have discussed trading Trent Brown as of lately.
Right. He's got to go. I mean, right now, for 2021, we're over the salary cap. We're in the red right now.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, I know that.
180 million we're over.
Golly.
And by the way, Mike, Gabe Jackson was released by the Raiders, since you brought him up earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Richie Incognito.
You said what, Pop?
And Richie Incognito.
Yeah,
I
did see that too. I was kind of.
And what's the name? What's the name's on the chopping block? So I believe. What's the little safety? The little safety. What we got from the Rams?
Eric.
Weddle?
No, it's
Joyner.
Is it?
Joyner.
Okay, then I'm.
Yeah, LaMarcus Joyner.
That's not who I'm thinking of.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question.
Of course.
On Christmas, most of the time on Christmas time, we all kick back, relax. And what y'all think about them talking about having 2 Christmas games this year?
I think it's great for us. I think it's great for us. It's not, I mean, not so much for the players, but at the same time, I'm sure they get a little bonus for playing on Christmas.
Right.
So, I mean, I really don't see an issue with it when you get paid that much money. But
Christmas is every day for them,
us,
to be
that's
real.
great. But didn't they
you know?
Right, you feel me?
You know, every day
didn't they
Christmas.
cut back last year's Thanksgiving to one game?
It was something different last year.
Yeah,
No, it was. Wasn't it three?
Wasn't it
three?
Three games.
Three
games.
It's usually three. One at noon, one at like 4, one at like 8 or something.
Yeah.
It
was 3 games.
Wrong then. Well, shit. I mean, damn. Yeah, because that's. I mean, are they keeping the same 3 for Thanksgiving? They doing 2 in Thanksgiving, 2 in Christmas.
I don't know. I can see. Let me see.
Yeah, look it up if you don't mind, because I mean,
I got you.
That could be a little much.
So,
but I would enjoy that. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't enjoy watching football on Christmas.
Right. I love it.
I like it.
But I also feel like if they start it, it's something that you're gonna have to continue, because that's lightweight spoiling folks. You know what I mean? Waking up, that like you're almost starting a new tradition. Waking up and seeing football on Christmas. You can't just do it 1 year and cut it out.
I guess you could do that.
They don't have it out yet, Cuddy. As far as I'm looking here, I don't see. Yeah, look.
They're talking about it right now. They're talking.
Right.
The NBA does it.
Yeah.
The NBA has Christmas games from time to time.
Oh, and you know your boy Johnny Manziel is trying to make the PGA Tour, or at least make a what was it? He's doing something where he's trying to get on the circuit. I read that about Johnny. He's gonna keep playing golf until he can make the cut. He's trying to make the cut.
Who was that? Was that? Did somebody send that to me? The top 5 most exciting players to watch in college football.
Johnny was exciting.
He was number 5.
I sent you that.
He was number 5.
Mike's last night. But listen, I'm mad about that since you brought that up. They had Michael Vick at like number 9. I think he's number 1 to me. Michael Vick was
in college though.
Yeah. I mean Reggie, but I mean he was cool in college too.
Reggie Bush was number 1. Oh, you said
right. Michael Vick was number 9. I was mad like number 9. You know what I mean? Yeah, Christian McCaffrey higher than that.
Christian McCaffrey was 4.
I can look it back. I know I sent it to you. I'll look it back up.
But I mean, the list didn't really look off. You know, the only person I didn't know on that list was number 2. I can't remember who it was.
Tavon Austin. He played for the Dallas Cowgirls.
Never knew. I didn't know who that was in college.
Neither did I. I knew he was on the he was not in college.
But to see him at number 2 was kind of shocking.
Right, and then y'all boy Braxton Miller was number 7.
Yeah, that was shocking too.
I'm like, Braxton?
Yeah, that was shocking to me too. Braxton Miller at 7 of all time.
Right. Of all time. That's a long of all time. That's
ignorant. Braxton Miller's ignorant to put on there.
Yeah. They had him on there. They had Saquon number 3. Saquon was nice.
Saquon was nice. He was nice to watch. He was
I don't know if I put 3 of all time though.
He was pretty exciting to watch in college.
Oh, he was. He did a couple of hurdles, but
You're right. Yeah, he wasn't like exceptional. You're right.
Right.
You are right. I think that list would have made more sense if they did within the past 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Or what? That's because they got Vic on there, so that would be even more than that. Damn near 20.
But even then, like Vic should not be no number 9. But anyways, yeah, that list was questionable to me. Definitely questionable.
But I mean, as far as college goes, I mean, Vic was great.
You don't even have Joe Burrow on there.
It's exciting.
Joe Burrow, you didn't see him at LSU in college?
That was his only year.
No, Joe Burrow was lighting it up every year in college. Remember, he never lost until he got to the NFL.
Well, starting because he was on Ohio State before he left to go to LSU.
We don't count
starting. He didn't lose like that.
Right.
It wasn't. He lost. He lost playing in that game where JT Barrett got hurt and he came in like the fourth quarter. I'm
Urban
just saying,
Urban didn't know what he was doing though.
Yeah, no, I much rather would have had Burrows start over Barrett and what's the Cardell Jones.
Cardell, because they ain't nowhere now. Barrett and poor
Burrows was the truth even at Ohio State. They just didn't use him.
Yeah, right, and he came back with a vengeance going to LSU.
But other than that though, let's move on. Because it's other things going on. Before we get into the fight night shit, I do want to say, so we talked about Canelo Alvarez, right? And we talked about how he's not fighting up to his level of competition.
Tune-ups.
And there was a quote that I said last week, but he said it in Spanish since it's been translated by someone who is Spanish, and it didn't say what everybody's been saying it said. Remember last week I said that he said that Charlo fight has to happen. That's not how it translated to. It translated to the Charlo fight could happen at any time. So that still kind of gives me a tinge of you're nervous about taking the fight, right? Because there was talk that could have been next. Canelo has just signed a contract to fight Billy Joe Saunders on May 8th. And that's a great fight, don't get me wrong. People have been asking for that fight since at least 2018.
Dang.
I actually said that I could see Billy Joe Saunders beaten Canelo, but that was back in 2017-18. Now he's been off. He was the dude that did the video where he said, I know COVID-19 has been having everybody locked in with your wife, but if she gets on your nerves, just give her a good right hook and put her to sleep, and she'll leave you alone until she wakes up. And the whole England, everybody got on his ass. Like, everybody hopped on his ass. Like, why would you say that? He was being funny, but it was a little too ignorant for you to be a professional fighter. Like, he was showing on a punching bag. Like, just give her a good left hook and make sure you follow through with your hips when you do it, and your wife will leave you alone for at least a couple hours until she wakes up.
If domestic violence wasn't a hot thing,
right? That's why.
Been all right.
That's why they were hard on him. So if I'm not mistaken, when he did that, it pulled a couple of contracts that he had available off the table. So he hasn't really been in the ring since 2019, I believe. So he's on a code, like he's been on the couch for a while. To hop in with Canelo, as good as you are, I still don't know. It's a good fight, but I feel like Canelo's still being strategic. I'll take the good fight with the tough opponent, but only kind of because he hasn't been fighting recently.
Did you hear about what Jake Paul said about Canelo?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear what he said about him, but I saw parts of that video that he put out.
Okay, I didn't even see the video. I just saw the headline about what he said.
He's just, that's a cash grab, and we all know that Canelo would never fight Jake Paul because he believes that Jake Paul is ruining the sport of boxing by doing what he's doing. I don't share the same sentiment. I think that Jake Paul is putting more eyes on boxing, even though they might not be actual boxing fans.
Right.
Oh, thank you, Mama Malk. I appreciate that.
What's she talking about?
Nice T-shirt, Cliff.
Oh.
You know, I make those.
Hey, let her know. Yeah, do your little selling point real quick.
If you'd like something
that right.
I don't sell, but what were we talking about?
Jake Paul, Canelo.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think he's ruining anything. I think that he's bringing a lot of young people's eyes to the sport that would normally not watch. You know what I mean? It's little girls that like Jake Paul that are watching boxing now because they want to see what happens. And I mean, I'm not saying that, but it's still putting money in other fighters' hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like Aaron Carter in boxing right now. That's probably why the little girls is watching him.
But beyond that, though, I will say, other than the Canelo, and we'll move off, Shakur Stevenson, your boy, he's trying to break barriers. He put a post up saying, I need to speak with Canelo. He's trying to train with, he would be the first black fighter to ever cross into a Mexican camp if Canelo chooses to allow him. The only problem is, as we know, the current champ, Oscar Valdez, trains with Canelo.
Canelo's to be conflict of interest.
Exactly. But what he's basically saying is, I'm going to beat him, so you might as well train me and let me replace him, then, you know what I mean?
Right. I
don't see Valdez getting past that Shakur Stevenson fight. I don't see it.
You may be right.
Shakur Stevenson would give Tank a good fight. Like, that would be a good fight for Tank. Like, that wouldn't be just a clean knockout fight like you're used to. If you don't put him out, I see Shakur Stevenson beating you on the card. He's going to beat you by points. He's so young, he's still used to fighting as an amateur for points. He'll touch you up a little bit, and he doesn't get hit too much. But I'm rooting for Shakur to be able to train with Canelo. That would be what's up. That's the last thing I had on that. And then I wanted to shout Adrian Broner out. I was wrong, everybody. I said that I didn't think that Adrian Broner would do good numbers because the Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez fight was on. Broner actually exceeded Showtime's average of 250,000. Broner got 304,000 views on that fight, which says a lot because the other fight was going on at the same time. So maybe I was wrong in saying this could possibly be his last fight. There may be a lot of people still out there that want to see Broner succeed or fail. I don't know what it is, but that's impressive that you exceeded 50,000 in a Broner fight. Time average.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that, especially with the tune-up fight that he had.
I wouldn't call him a tune-up because he was undefeated. It was just that guy's step up. It was his step up to Broner. You know what I mean? Like, that was his first introduction into a higher echelon of, you know what I mean?
Fight, a matchup.
And he did good. He did good. A lot of people think that he won that, actually, because he threw 2 times as many punches as Broner and landed almost 2 times as many punches. But once again, when you fight like an amateur for points and he's actually hitting you, it looks worse on the judges. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely makes sense.
I don't know. How do you look at fights when you watch it, Pop? Like, do you count those little taps, those pop shots? Like I count them. I count them, but I don't. You can. One good punch could cancel all those pop shots you hit. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. One, but how flashy, how aggressive are you with these punches?
Right.
I mean, if you're really looking like if you're throwing a lot of punches trying to stay alive, I'm not for it.
Yeah, that's a losing
if you're
fight.
Throwing punches, if you're trying to control the fight, trying to control the tempo, and every now and then you shoot a good shot.
Right.
So it's like you're setting. If you look like you're setting them up, good footwork.
Right.
You're really working hard with those shots, but yet.
How aggressive?
Go ahead.
Oh, you got your.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
Let me move my mic.
If you're going, like I said, if you're throwing those punches and you're trying to control the fight and you're trying to, every now and then with a good shot.
Right.
I can respect the fact that you realize that I'm gonna give you respect because this dude can knock me out.
Right. No, I agree.
So I got to do what I got to do to stay alive.
I agree with that 110%.
Well, I kind of watched. I got watched for a lot of people watch like, man, he's scared. He's not scared if you know you're gonna knock him out.
Right.
The thing is, he's saying I gotta win the fight. But And that if you're fighting a champion, I'm not going to give you that fight. That's what you're trying to do.
Those little taps, those little point shots.
I don't care how aggressive you are. If you're not really like you're trying to do some damage,
right?
I'm not really for you. I just think you're just trying to stay alive, and then I'm not going to give it to you. You're fighting a champion.
With that being said, did you see the fight on Fox last week? Oh no, you said you fell asleep, didn't you? With Anthony Durrell and that one dude, the one that you said he should have knocked him out in 7 rounds.
Yeah.
I felt like he could have won that. He was fighting like an amateur. He wasn't putting no power, no hips, no follow through behind any of his punches, but he was touching him every chance he got. He was fighting off his back foot, and he was still touching him every chance he got. And I was just thinking, if you sat down on just the last punch of every combo you threw, you would get him out of there. He didn't sit down. I didn't even see his back foot turn on a lot of his shots. It just looked like he was nervous trying to keep him off of him. But at the same time, he was hitting him. Like, Durrell wasn't hitting him enough, and it was an awful outing for him. He didn't get cut, though.
Right.
Which is that's a
win for him.
That's a win. He didn't get cut. But it was an awful outing. Like, you kind of put that dude, God bless, what's his name, Carrion Davis? Something like
Corin Davis, something like that.
But God bless him. He just Durrell just put him in a higher level now. You know what I mean? Because they didn't expect you to win. No one did. And you got a draw out of that. So you still got your 16-1 record. Right. You can now jump him and be like, I want so and so.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not ready. He's not ready, but he could if he wanted to. Hopefully his manager doesn't hang him out to dry is what I'm getting at. Because he could probably make a little more money now than he did before.
Definitely has a good chance to.
And then lastly, on the boxing tip, the GWOAT is fighting tonight, supposedly. The Clarissa Shields, the greatest woman of all time. First question to you, Pops. I'll ask you first. Do you think that there's any validity to that statement that she's the greatest woman of all time?
I don't really know her, so I can't really clear in that situation.
Okay.
I can't really comment on it.
Did you hear about her and Layla Ali going back and forth?
No, I didn't hear it.
Layla Ali said she would come out of retirement if she could get, I think it was, she asked for some crazy number at first, like 10 million or something like that. And we know Layla Ali's old ass ain't getting 10 million for no fight. So I think they dropped it down to like 3.5 and she agreed. But Clarissa is a little lighter than Layla too. But she's she's 2-time Olympic gold medalist as a woman. Fastest undisputed at 142 or something like that.
What is Layla, like 160?
Yeah, Layla fought heavier. I think she fought light heavy as a woman.
Like 160, 170? I thought.
But Clarissa fights at 154. She fights tonight. Who is it that she's fighting? Marie DeCare.
What's the name of that one?
Hannah. Okay. Oh, no, that's not it.
She's a champ, though. The chick. You said what?
No, I said the wrong
name. Hannah Gabriel.
It was an old fight that they showed.
Hannah Gabriel. That was a good one. What'd you say, Pop?
No, I gotta look her up. I can't remember.
Ivana. No, I can't. Is that it? Ivana. No, that's not it. I don't think. Yeah, it's not telling me. I don't know.
I think it's Marie Eve DeCare.
Marie Eve DeCare. Yep. Or set to fight Friday evening. Wait, it says Friday evening.
Oh, really? Did that already happen? I thought it was tonight.
It said Friday evening. Let me look it up. It says February. Hold on. It says February 27th. Are they fighting again, or was it postponed? Something's not right. It says they're supposed to fight February 27th.
Well, the only reason why I brought her up, I thought that fight was tonight. I could be wrong, but the only reason why I brought her up is because she just signed an MMA contract.
Mm.
So she'll probably be what up Trump said. I know that was a while ago. But she'll probably be the first boxer to ever cross over into MMA via contract. I don't mean take a fight with an MMA. We saw James Toney do that. We saw it's been a couple boxers that's crossed over into MMA and fought. But she'll be the first to actually sign a year-long contract and fight MMA. And she said that a lot of it comes from the fact that she feels like boxing doesn't pay women enough in the sport, which I can somewhat agree with. I know they definitely don't get the numbers that the men do, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if it has something to do with that whole WNBA type thing. You know what I mean? Like where it's not enough people tuning into your fights for you to make the money like the men would make.
I think it's a two-party. I mean, when Layla Ali was hot, they tried to push Frida Foreman and
Right.
what was Georgette Foreman. Georgette Frida Frazier.
Yeah.
And Georgette Foreman.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to push them out there. They were actually starting to make a little bit of money. The problem was there wasn't enough female fighters
Right.
that could keep the game going
Right.
and start a fire.
Right.
So now it kind of faded off, and actually boxing in itself has started fading.
You're right.
So it's hard for you to pay women more money when they don't even have a name.
Right. And you know it's funny that you say that because boxing is fading to MMA not via money but via views. And the only reason is because when you have a Dana White that's the matchmaker, just that one man, all the fights that everybody wants to see get made. But when you have PBC and Top Rank and Matchroom and all these different promotion companies, it starts to be like a gang where it's like, I don't fuck with them. Yeah. I don't fuck with Bob. I'll never sign a Bob fighter to one of my fights. And in boxing, we don't get those fights that we want because of that. So I can kind of understand her because, once again, tonight is UFC 59, or 259, I'm sorry. Of course, Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz is the main event, but your girl, Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The Brazilian chick. She's been champ since 2016. Nobody can stop her type shit. She gets paid more than the average boxing woman. You feel what I'm saying? Even though UFC pays their fighters less, because UFC women fights can exceed views of the men. You know what I mean? Right. Like people want to see the women fight just as much as the men. In boxing, it's not so much the same.
True.
So I can understand why she would want to cross over, especially if she feels like she has enough skill to hang with people like that.
Right.
What it comes down to is the wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, she's been putting out her little sparring and like her kickboxing, and she's learning how to kick low and kick high, and she gets her leg up to the face. Like, she can really kick. But what about that wrestling? What happens when one of them girls take you down on the ground? That's something that you, as a boxer, don't know. That's when you get claustrophobic and try to gas out getting them off, and you got to relax and breathe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that. Right. I don't know that that's going to translate as well as she thinks so, but the good thing is that it's with the PFL. It's not with like Bellator or UFC, so she's a couple levels below those fighters. She may actually be able to work her way into the situation. So I'm geeked to see how that works for her. But other than that, the only last thing I had was the UFC shit. The Izzy versus Jan Blachowicz. I know that's the way they pronounce it. But like we said last week, Izzy moved up from 185 to 205. My biggest concern with that is, once again, it's not boxing, it's UFC. So you're moving up in weight, but that man has the ability to put all of his weight on you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with you never fighting
Right.
in that weight class, that's something new to you. You don't know what it's going to feel like to lift someone that big off of you.
Right.
Now, Izzy has a very underrated takedown defense, I believe, in his whole career. He may not have ever been taken down, or he may have been taken down once. I want to
I
say,
don't know about that.
yeah, I want to say he's never been taken down, but once again, you're in there with a 205er, and that 205er naturally walks around probably around 235, 240. You walk around naturally at 203, which means you had to gain weight,
To get there.
right, just to where you're fighting at. I feel like you're giving up a lot. I know that his hands and his feet are unmatched when it comes to the UFC. Nobody has his rhythm, his coordination, his speed, all that. But when you're talking about somebody that big, and not only is he that big, but he's a knockout artist. He knocks out everybody in the ring with him. That's a very dangerous fight, but I feel like that's why it's so popular. Everybody's
Right.
wondering if he could pull it off. But just to wrap this up, because I know everybody else doesn't really know a lot. But the dude, Jan Blachowicz, he fought same opponent as John Jones and Dominic Reyes. Blachowicz walked through him, like put him out in the first round. John Jones had to do a rematch because the first fight was controversial, and they said that the dude won, and then John Jones came
Okay.
back and beat him up. Now my thing is, if the Blachowicz dude walked through the same dude John Jones struggled with, and we all know this is the only reason Izzy moved up to 205 is to fight John Jones, this may honestly be a more dangerous fight for him as well as John Jones. You know what I mean? John Jones could potentially
Yeah,
lose to this man.
could, but I think that the people fight different. I mean, the
You're
style
right.
is different.
You're right. You're
So
right.
Jones's last fight might not have been, it might not have been a struggle for one and a struggle for another. But then when you put them two together,
Right. And
you don't know how they match up. It's how you
right.
match up.
Matchup, you definitely matchups in fight sports. But I will also say is that John Jones was at 205. And if you remember when me and Mike was talking last week, I said I don't think he can still make 205. So he might have been severely dehydrated even trying to fight at that weight when he fought dude. So
Right.
I don't know, but this is a good litmus test to see if Izzy really is good enough to fight John Jones, or you're just talking that shit. So
Gotcha.
I can see why a lot of people are buying this fight. As we talked, Amanda Nunes fights on the undercard. That's another championship fight. She's fighting Megan Anderson, who is I don't think she's undefeated. I think she's 16-2, but she's a 6 foot welterweight.
I don't know her.
But you gotta think these girls are little.
Right.
Like Amanda Nunes
Right.
is probably at most 5'7", and now she's
Mm.
going in there with somebody 6 foot. That I still think Amanda is going. I think it's going to end in the first round, in my opinion. I think she's going. I don't think she's going to use
Snake
her.
catcher.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to use her length, her reach enough. The 6 foot chick. I think she's going to go in brawling, trying to brawl with her, and Amanda's going to catch her with one, and I can see her face down, ass up like a Luda song. Real talk. But it could go a little further than that. But other than that, there's only one other fight I was interested in. That was Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling. My prediction for that is a 4th round submission win from Aljamain Sterling. I already said Amanda Nunes. I predict a 1st round KO. I feel like it's going to look very similar to the Chris Cyborg fight. And then that Izzy and that Blachowicz fight, I'm scared for Izzy, man. I can see him pulling it off, but I'm kind of scared for him in
Yeah.
this situation. If he does pull it off, I'll be not only surprised, happy, and shocked. it'll probably be like one of them jump out your seat type wins.
Like, oh,
Yeah, I can see that being the case. It's that big of a fight for him. It's gonna be dangerous. But I mean, other than that, I don't really have much else. I don't know if you gentlemen have anything you'd like to say.
No, I don't have anything to say. I like to tell Malcolm to hit the shower.
Wow. He just mad because you messed up, Mr. Edward. What's his name? Aguilera. Yeah. I said, boy.
Yeah, that was a different team. My bad.
Yeah, I said, boy, I know you get the NFL Network.
Yeah, sure do.
I'm gonna try to check that fight out tonight. I might hit the BW3s. Me and Lester.
I wish he was here. I rock with you, but
yeah, I might not though. It depends, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try because it might not come on till late. I feel like it says 10, but you know how that goes.
Well, no, they're supposed to be in Abu Dhabi, so I believe that it was. It probably wasn't recorded early. I don't know how they doing it. They probably made them stay up that time to this time at 10 just to fight.
Let's see if I make it through.
We'll wrap it up. It up. I don't really got much. I would say give me. Ooh, this is gonna be kind of tough. I want from you, each of you gentlemen. I want the Cardinals record with GWOAT being on the team now. Does it change from 8-8? What do you think improves? And then give me who's hitting the showers this week. I will start it off by saying they end the season 9-8. I don't see much change.
You mean not 9-7?
Right, not right. That's exactly what I meant. 9-7.
I got you. Because that was my answer too. By the way, yeah.
I don't see them making too much of an improvement unless they get additional pieces on their defensive side from JJ. But my hit the showers would have to be Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that is because you had a lot of time to get that contract made before you got injured, and you didn't learn from all the other, not even quarterbacks, but players that have tried to hold off and make money and ended up losing it for getting in trouble, getting injured, something along those lines. So Dak Prescott for me is going to have to hit the showers. I do wish you the best in the negotiations this year, but hit the showers, bro. You should have been got paid. You should have been getting paid while you was rehabbing that ankle.
Right. Who y'all got?
I'll go with I'm gonna go with 10-6 and knocked out in the second round of the playoffs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you 2. I'm gonna say the 1974 Steelers hit a shower.
I know that.
And right. I'm gonna say Kellen Winslow Jr. just got sentenced to 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, for had a beautiful wife. He finally got sentenced for molesting them old homeless women under bridges and in parking lots and everything.
Fuck?
So, I'm gonna say Kellen hit the showers and don't drop the soap.
Right, hit them showers.
Right.
Showers.
Yeah,
I like that. What about you, Mike? OG Mike Brizzy. Mike
What's
Brown,
going on?
Something.
I don't have much to say this evening.
I know that.
But my hit the showers once again.
Malcolm motherfucking fourth string king.
Look, I'll let him slide on that one. But Derek Carr hit the showers.
Shit. Okay.
I hope.
I'm with you on that.
I hope you don't come back.
I'm with
Sorry.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
What about Cardinals record with GWOAT?
Okay, I'm looking at the Cardinals be 8-8.
Same old. No
That's
change.
it. Yeah, no change.
Okay. Well, we about to take it out here. If you
hold up, you try to skip me again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
You fourth string.
Wait, no,
just because I don't got Hollywood behind me don't mean I ain't still Hollywood.
Wait for this game to end, and then you can do it after. Say yes,
right? But 9-7, I agree with you, Cliff. Is my prediction for the Cardinals and GWOAT. My hit the showers. You know what? I had it and I lost it. But I would say, man, that's gonna kill me. Who did I have?
Was it football related?
It was football. It was football. That's gonna kill me. I had it.
I said Dak Prescott. Does that light any fires? Does that remind you of what?
You know what? It wasn't Dak. That's gonna kill me. Anyways, damn.
You hit the motherfucking showers.
Look, I might have to.
Yeah.
I might have to listen. I've had a long day, but yeah, that's gonna kill me. Anyways, I would say, actually, you know what it was when Papa Jordan brought up what he said. That's why I lost my train of thought because I was so taken back by that.
About what?
The Kellen Winslow situation. I was I had it in my head. I was like, okay, I got it. And he said that, and I was like, oh, whoa, like. But anyways, man, I would say let's just go ahead and say, since you tried to defend him, Sam Darnold hit the showers. Okay. Sam Darnold hit the showers.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because we're going to bring on a Jets fan and I'm going to tell him that you made Sam hit the motherfucking showers.
Hey, you know my defense will be? What? It don't matter because the only Jets player I'm ever rooting for is my cousin Curtis Martin. That's the only player I ever rooted for on the Jets. Yeah, listen, my grandma was just showing me pictures of him and my dad and my aunt upstairs from back in the day and whatnot. I said, y'all need to hook me up for the. That's the story.
Right.
I said, give me a connect so I can
bring
get
your cousin on the pod. Shit. Yeah. But anybody who's still around, like, subscribe, share, do all that support. What you got? What you got, Mount? Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah, I saw that jaw drop. So I hope all is well.
Save some money for me in case I need it. Let's just put it that way. This will be a side. Be a side.
On a good tip though. Yeah. Let me know. You said we're gonna get drinks, so let me know.
Oh yeah,
Papa
sure. We're gonna do that.
I'm just a telephone call and a debit card away. Let me know. Let's do this.
All right. All right.
We love y'all.
Love you too, bro.
Hope you enjoy and you share. I need each one of y'all to recommend it to at least one of your friends and hit that thumbs up below the what's the name. But until next time, we'll be back. Well, we'll be back Sunday,
tomorrow,
right? Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah, I'll be home
Sunday
by then,
after the All-Star game.
Yeah.
We'll be back on. So catch us then. Y'all be safe.
Much love, everybody. It's always
much love.
My grandma's upstairs, so I'm gonna just do this today. The Raiders.
Oh, okay. Be good. Hey, be good or be good at it, y'all.
Yes.
We out this bitch.
All right. Peace.